Hey everybody, welcome to After the Movie. What's up?
Hey!
I'm Skyler.
I'm Brandon and I'm sweaty.
Yes, and I'm Skyler and I'm chill.
This is really spicy.
Today's episode is brought to you by cats.
Yeah.
Because cats are funny and weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah. Little goofballs. Is Squanchy still under the shade there?
Panthers are cats too.
Panthers are cats too. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Aha.
Marvel Studios, Black Panther. That was a great segue, dude.
Absolutely.
Marvel Studios Black Panther is a 2018, I believe it's, the 17th installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Are we going to do this right now? Should we try and list them all?
I thought we were already past 20.
Are we past 20 already? I don't think so, dude. We got Iron Man 2,
Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, The Avengers. What was after The Avengers? Iron Man 3. What was Iron Man 3? Thor, The Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
And then Captain America, Winter Soldier. And then Guardians of the Galaxy was the 10th one.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Guardians of the Galaxy, it was... What was after Guardians of the Galaxy? Was there not a new movie until Age of Ultron? Right? It was Guardians of the Galaxy and then Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And then after Age of Ultron was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And then after Ant-Man was Civil War.
Uh-huh.
And then after Civil War was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok.
Uh-huh.
Black Panther.
Okay.
It's the 19th.
19.
It's the 19th movie.
Yeah.
So Infinity War is 20. Wow, that was really kind of well timed. Excellent.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Panther is the too spicy.
It's way too spicy.
So Black Panther is the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the 19th film that is from okay to freaking awesome from the Marvel Studios. I don't know what I just said right there. I'm sorry. But no, it's great. So that's our review. It's over. We're done now.
Lights.
No, but it's really, really good. And so...
I'm so happy that it exists finally. I've been looking forward to this
me
movie
too.
since I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah, I was a novice. I'm a bit of a comic book novice. The character I knew the most about, to be frank, was Spider-Man, because I had like a Spider-Man encyclopedia growing up, because that was my dad's favorite character. And we had a bunch of like Spider-Man comics and stuff, and there were a couple of Avengers ones too. But I just knew Spider-Man the most. So when the Marvel movies started coming out, but it was like every character that I would learn about before they were going to be in a movie, I was like, oh, that character is so cool. Mm-hmm. So when I knew Black Panther was coming into Civil War, I was like, oh, that guy's cool. And he, like, everything I read up about him and everything. Uh-huh. So then when we knew we were getting a Black Panther movie, I was just stoked. I was like, this is going to be sick. It's going to be great.
I was so happy that they introduced him via Civil War. It was like such a great intro.
Yeah, it was perfect, especially because it ties into the whole idea of like, Wakanda's not... like really part of the global community,
right?
Like only a little bit, and because so like Wakanda kind of gets pulled into this whole situation with the Avengers, that they have to kind of come out of the woodwork, and and so I thought like that's really interesting, because then the Black Panther deals a lot with Wakanda and its relationship to the rest of the world. Right. That's really essentially the plot of the film. Mm-hmm. Brandon, what happened in the movie? What's the plot for those who are listening or watching? What?
Wakanda is in trouble because people are stealing vibranium from them for some strange reason. Mm-hmm. T'Challa is about to take the throne. Yeah, he's the new king. Yeah. It's a direct follow-up to Civil War, pretty much. And
it takes place about a week later.
Yeah.
Because...
yeah, he's just crowned.
Yeah, well, and in the movie, so this ties into the timeline. In the movie, they say, like he's watching the news when he's in their little plane or whatever, their little Wakandan ship. Mm-hmm. 'Cause it's not really a plane; it's like a flying UFO, thing. Man. Yeah. The Wakandan UFO. Yeah. When he's flying in there and he's watching the news about how his dad died in the UN and all that, and they're bringing us up to speed, they say it was a week ago that happened. So the events of the movie, at least the beginning part of it, I don't know. We never get a big time jump or anything in the movie, do we? We don't skip ahead too far. And the movie's pretty good about showing us how the measure of time. Yeah, I always said the thing I dislike the most about Doctor Strange is that he's there for a long time doing training, but it does not feel like it. It feels like he's there for maybe a week or two or a month. Yeah. But then when he goes back to Christine and Doctor Strange and at the hospital, it's like you kind of get the feeling, oh, there's been years or something. Something happened. There's been a much longer time than what it felt like. I feel like that movie, for a movie that's supposed to be about time and the manipulation of time, it didn't do a very good job portraying time there. But anyway, I think Black Panther does a good job of portraying time. So obviously it takes place, about a week from after the events of Civil War, and it's probably within maybe a handful of weeks. It's probably the events of 2 or 3 weeks from what I can tell. I only saw it once so far.
I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it again. Yeah. Because now I want to pay attention to that. And there's lots of twists and turns in this movie. It is just
really cool twists. I wasn't expecting half of them. I don't want to spoil anything yet, I guess.
Yeah, we won't get into spoilers yet. We'll do the spoiler thing.
Spoiler warning later. But, the villains were really cool. Killmonger was really great. I wasn't expecting Killmonger as much as I did. Yeah. Claw was fantastic,
Oh, my God, yeah. The two of them together.
I loved Claw.
Are, awesome. They're great. Did you ever see that screenshot that went out when the trailer came out of it's them in the museum at the beginning of the movie? And it's Killmonger and Claw next to each other. And someone's they look like they work for Vice. It's so funny. I'm like, it's exactly what people that work at Vice look like.
I'm surprised Vice hasn't called us yet.
I know, dude.
Imagine.
Come on, Vice. We'll totally work for you and make fun of you at the same time.
Like everybody else does.
They have some okay stuff on there.
Yeah, Desus and Mero are pretty cool.
Yeah. But you know what I really liked about the movie, and I was telling this to Anna, my girlfriend. I really like that it's this so my fear going into it, based on the trailer and everything, I was like, oh no, this is going to be another Ant-Man, Iron Man thing where it's there's a bad guy and they want the technology of our hero, and then the climax of the movie is them fighting in suits that are kind of similar, and they, and the climax is that kind of. But what I liked about the movie was that it wasn't about the technology necessarily. That was kind of a B-story plot, honestly. Whereas the main plot of the film had to do with this royal intrigue. It was a story about a family and this hierarchy, and what do you do when you become king, and these really cool sort of romantic, and I mean that in a historical kind of it was just really cool. And I remember Anna leaned over to me and she's like, oh, it's like the Lion King, because there's a moment in the movie that I don't want to spoil, at least not yet, but there's a moment in the movie that that when she said that, and I was like, yeah, because it's kind of siblings and murder and this kind of thing. It's very it's operatic. It feels like a Greek tragedy. Right. It's really, really cool. You could almost say the same thing about Civil War, but it's a different thing, because it's a family of people who, they've come together to become a family, to become friends, and it does become a Greek tragedy by the climax of Civil War. But this movie, it's these people are related to each other. They're the government of a country. They're not just protecting people. They're and I just really, really liked that. I loved the whole sort of, because we haven't seen that really in a superhero movie before, I don't think. I mean, definitely not a Marvel movie, definitely not a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but not a superhero movie for sure. Where it's a royal superhero, or at least I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some example that I'm not thinking of, but
I don't think anything that's been featured. at least.
Yeah. Because I mean, those characters like that exist, but.
Oh yeah. I feel like Namor will be one of those guys.
Yeah. I guess Aquaman kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, he hasn't had his own movie yet.
November.
Yeah. Oh, is it November? Really? That quick? Wow. Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued.
I think they're done shooting it and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw this out there, and this is very tangential. But do you think the whole movie, every time they need to talk to each other, they're gonna create an air bubble in the water to talk to each other? Because they did that in Justice League, and the second that happened, I was like, so they've just established this rule now, like. Why? Like you
forgot about that.
Like they established it in Justice League, and I'm like, well, now you can't. Like for continuity's sake, you either just have to ignore it, and we just have to accept the fact that just happened that one time.
Yeah, unless Atlantis is under an air bubble.
Oh yeah, and they're just walking around and stuff. I mean, that would be the way to go because
maybe they could like fly around.
That's how they do it in like Injustice. Mm-hmm. Where they're like walking around inside the palace or whatever, and you're fighting Aquaman, you know.
Maybe that's what.
So.
I don't know. DC doesn't think things out though. So. Well, Warner Brothers at least. So.
But so, what did you think of Black Panther, dude?
I liked it a lot. I was freaking happy as hell with it. I'm glad that they set up a lot of the stuff. I feel like the ending was definitely a nod to the West Coast Avengers. Mm-hmm. I think some stuff is going to tie into Captain Marvel. I think there's a Skrull among them.
I like that theory. It kind of bums me out, but I like it a lot.
It bums me out a lot too.
But I also think like the character you think could be a Skrull, I don't think we've seen so much of them that like it ruins my perception of that character.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if we got the real version of that character back, I would be like, okay, now I want to see what you do because we haven't seen really enough of them.
Yeah.
For me to be like, no, you know.
I love Secret Invasion. I read that when I was in 7th grade, I think, or maybe younger, maybe 4th grade. I don't know. Whenever it came out, 2004, 2007, I don't remember. But it was a really cool arc, and I forget how it gets resolved, but I feel like this is what's going to be kind of a next crisis in the MCU is just the big Skrull invasion.
Yeah.
I think the Fantastic Four are probably going to help out a lot. I shouldn't have read my eyes.
See, and then, oh my God, yeah, you have the spicy stuff on your, yeah.
I'm going to go rinse them real quick.
But,
my eyes.
Oh, here, I'll clap and then you'll come back. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're back. Brandon had to, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So that leaves me wondering, what's the end of Captain Marvel? You know what I mean? Like,
is she going to go off into space?
Yeah, does she, like, get shot off into space and they lose? Is the end of that movie that she loses? Or the only way for her to win is for her to leave Earth? You know what I mean? Because that would be the only reason that we have, like, well, I mean, obviously that can't be the only reason, but that would be one of the biggest reasons I can think of that we haven't seen her for 20 years, you know? Like, where did she go?
Anybody talked about her?
And why isn't anybody talking? Maybe it was like a government thing. Maybe everything she did was kept under wraps, and like all the people that interacted with her in the public, they like paid off, you know, like the government paid off, like S.H.I.E.L.D.
Or they were Skrull.
Yeah, that too.
Dude, what's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. Like honestly, I always was like, okay, well after Infinity War, I'd be okay if they don't have anything connect anymore. Yeah. But you know, and I think we said this before on the show, but I feel like because Captain Marvel's before Avengers 4, right?
Apparently it's in the 90s.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's before it in like release order.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's before Avengers 4. It's Captain Marvel and then Avengers 4, I think. But if that's the case, then the whole Skrull thing could really pan out in Avengers 4 while the Infinity Stone thing is happening. So they can combine kind of like Secret Wars and
Secret Invasion.
Or Secret Invasion, yeah. They can combine like Secret Invasion and like the Infinity Gauntlet thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, which would be sick. That's a lot to cover, but it'd be cool. It would be super sick. Anyway.
Yeah, it is set for 2019.
Yeah. The question is...
March 6th.
Okay, so it's before Avengers 4, because Avengers 4 will be a summer release.
Wow. But, and then it's going to end at Captain Marvel will return in Avengers 4. Like they always do.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be sick. So Black Panther is
Amazing.
Kick ass. It's
I'm
awesome.
super happy it finally exists. We finally have like a good black superhero.
Yeah.
Not that all the previous black superheroes were bad, but like I remember one of my friends on Facebook, Kyle, he put it. Blade was a black superhero in a sea of white people, and like this is like they humanized. I was reading another article that they've humanized. You know, they're not making them seem like what people are decharacterizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say like it's like and this is getting a little like philosophical, or whatever.
Right.
But it feels like Black Panther's not a black superhero. You know what I mean? He's a superhero. He's just a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, and he's black.
Where Blade was like
Blade was a black superhero. Yeah. Like when that movie came out, he was a black superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
But
now we can just have Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like he's just a superhero.
Freaking awesome.
And he kicks ass.
Yeah,
and the movie is kick ass. And Ryan Coogler
hit it out of the park.
Like he just knocked it out of the park. Like he's another filmmaker I want to see them bring back. I want to see what else.
He definitely needs to come back for the sequel.
Yeah, I want to see what else he has to say about Black Panther, particularly because, and this I will say is a bit of a complaint about the movie, but not really. T'Challa doesn't really get an arc in the film.
Right.
He has like kind of a small arc, but he doesn't change too much as a person over the course of the movie, and that's fine. A lot of people I saw were like, a lot of the people who are like, Black Panther's actually not that good. That was their big argument, or that was one of their big arguments. But I feel like, well, we like Indiana Jones, but he doesn't change over the course of that movie. Like, you know what I mean?
He's always
like,
Indian.
I guess he changes from thinking, oh, that's like, religious, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in that supernatural stuff, to believing in it. But
that's not really an arc.
That's not much of an arc. Yeah, it's just his belief system really has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are a few other examples I can't quite remember, but it's like there are plenty of good films where the main character doesn't have an arc, and we don't necessarily hold that against the movie. And I think the movie has way more to offer because honestly, I feel like T'Challa is a pretty well-rounded character. He doesn't need to change too much.
Right.
No. I think in Civil War, I was frustrated with him, and I wanted him to change a little bit, and I think he does in that film. He has a kind of a stronger arc in Civil War. But Black Panther's about so many more things than just T'Challa. It's not really a character piece.
Yeah. It is now.
And I love it. All the other characters are great too.
I love the sister. She was hilarious.
Oh yeah, Shuri's great, and like the what are they? The army,
I forget
what are they called? Oh man, I sound so like silly.
We've only seen it once.
Okoye and her group of women are like
the warriors.
They just kick ass. Lupita Nyong'o.
The Grace Jones looking chicks.
Yeah. And Lupita Nyong'o is awesome.
Yeah.
God, she's great. She's great. Can we just put Lupita Nyong'o in
so happy that she blew
every movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. What bummed me out was how little she is in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
She has maybe 3 lines.
And it was a great part.
I love that
It was
part.
really stands out.
I love that
I really
part.
hope she comes back in the final one.
I hope whatever was happening with her in that moment gets addressed in the next one, just
in some
like
kind of story,
in just some kind of like some sort of offhand
I
kind
want to
of
know what's
comment,
happening. Like what's Maz doing?
What is she doing?
So much trouble.
Yeah.
I was reading too, like not to get into Star Wars too much, but everything had more of a background to like the original Code Cracker too had more of a character arc too. So. A lot of
that's cool.
I guess going into the movie coming in on Blu-ray now, it's gonna have over 12 deleted scenes. I was reading.
Yeah, it's gonna have 14.
14, hell yeah.
Yeah, 14. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll get into that right now.
I love Star Wars.
But okay, so I guess we can move on to Black Panther spoilers.
Yeah, let's talk about spoilers.
So spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay, so the flashback at the beginning, I love that gets brought back in the, when Michael B. Jordan is really good, and I kind of love that he just does like a full on takeover of Wakanda. That really and the moment that Anna was like, oh my God, she's like, it's like kind of Lion King-esque, was when he throws T'Challa off the waterfall.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, like that was, it's a powerful moment. But I like that when T'Challa goes to the ancestral plane, it's like this, beautiful savanna with like the trees and everything.
That was really neat.
Yeah, that was great. And all the colors in this movie are like fantastic.
It's such a vibrant movie.
But then when I love the idea that, because I remember leaning over to Anna and I was like, what's he gonna do? What's Michael B. Jordan gonna do when he goes to the ancestral plane? He's gonna show up and all of them are gonna be like, man, we gotta go, dude. We'll see you later. Like, they're not gonna talk to him. Like, I was like, what's he gonna do when he gets there? And so when it was the apartment where his dad was, I was like, that was so awesome.
It was really good.
And just like the cutting back and forth, like every other shot, it's like him as a kid, and then him as Michael B. Jordan. It was just God. That was
really well. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
That was great. Yeah, that threw me for a loop. And I love T'Challa talking to his father. That is some really great father-son. Like back and forth. That is a great moment in that film. Ryan Coogler does an amazing job with a lot of the action sequences. Particularly, I think the movie kind of, pardon the phrase, but the movie kind of blows its load. Like in South Korea, that's like the best sequence in the film in terms of the action.
Yeah, it just unloads him there.
Like it, like it just goes for it in that sequence. I wish the climax, as a lot of people have been saying, I wish the climax was a little bit more like the South Korea sequence. But man, that South Korea sequence, we get that great oneer where the camera, like, I was watching the Vanity Fair video where Ryan Coogler's talking about it, where like the camera starts in this shot on the first floor with Lupita Nyong'o, and it's on like a wire system. It goes up onto the second floor, and like a cameraman grabs it and then goes down the stairs, and like, God, it's just a crazy, really cool shot. It's really
well
awesome.
shot film for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. It has a very like particular look about it. I mean, like this and like, Spider-Man: Homecoming are totally different movies. You know what I mean? So I feel like, we can put to rest this idea that they all look and feel the same.
Right.
And I will go to bat for Spider-Man: Homecoming looking the way it does, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's so bland. And I'm like, well, it looks like a teen comedy
it does.
movie.
It's cool.
Yeah, because if you look at Cop Car, Tom, what is it? What's that guy's name?
Holland?
No, not Tom Holland, but the director. Is it Tom Watts?
But Tim Watts, isn't it?
I forget. It's something like that.
Yeah.
But he, his previous film, Cop Car, has some like amazing sequences, and it doesn't look like Spider-Man: Homecoming. So I mean, like, obviously Spider-Man: Homecoming looks that way for a reason. I mean, maybe it's not your speed, but I wouldn't hold that against the movie. You know what I mean? Like, it has this very like kind of flat and like, straight on like angles, but it feels like a teen comedy because of those angles, because of the way it looks. It feels like Breakfast Club. It feels like a John Hughes kind of film, or at least his teen movies, because I think like some of his other films are less like that. They're less kind of static. But anyway, it's very Breakfast Clubby, very like Pretty in Pink, which wasn't even, this is a John Hughes script.
That's why Black Panther is just so fresh.
Yeah, Black Panther is like, it's just really kinetic
films.
And it's
like back in the day, all superhero movies were super campy and cheesy and all the same.
Yeah, like they all,
we have this superhero. It's a new superhero for a new era.
And it's like, and it kind of reached its peak at this pinnacle with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, which I think like sort of are perfectly those movies. You know what I mean? Like what you just described, this kind of the very campy, like the superheroes, like it that's kind of
after that everything was downhill.
Yeah, it's like that's the best that could be. I mean, that's what you get with Sam Raimi. He knows how to do that kind of stuff. But now it's different, and and I really like how the last four films produced by Marvel Studios have all been very just like stylistically different, and they each are telling very different stories. Guardians and Spider-Man and Thor and Black Panther are all just like, I mean, they're just not even the same like I would say they're not even in the same universe, but they technically are.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great, and I saw it coming, but I love the reveal of Michael B. Jordan as his cousin. Yeah. I really liked that.
Right.
I liked that information was, they played it close to their chest. And I love that, that T'Challa's dad killed his uncle. It's just all very like Lion King, Hamlet, kind of like Shakespearean, it's like this beautiful kind of, royal tragedy thing happening. And it's just so powerful, so cool. And dude, I can't believe they dropped Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. God damn.
Dude, that was, so my biggest issue with the movie probably is that they killed Claw.
That too.
Because, they kill, Michael B. Jordan, and it's a very powerful moment when they kill him. His final line is, a punch in the gut. That's an amazing moment.
Yeah.
But, Claw, come on.
I know, yeah. He was such a lovable character.
I want him to be, running around doing stuff.
Oh, no, he did die. They showed
he's
his
straight
body.
up. He brings his body. Yeah. That was the thing. I was like, man, if they didn't show his body, if he didn't bring the body for the payment, whatever, I would have been like, maybe he lived.
Yeah.
Maybe he lived 7 gunshot wounds to the abdomen.
Yeah. I mean, he is Claw.
It's true, yeah. So I was kind of bummed that they killed both of those villains, because now we don't have a recurring villain for Black Panther.
Maybe he'll come back. More cyborg.
Yeah, some crazy asshole fits him up with robot parts. So what did you think of the post-credit scenes?
Oh man, those were really cool. What was the first one again?
So the first one was just him going to the UN or whatever and saying, hey, you know what, Wakanda's gonna participate more. Yeah. And we're gonna go out there, we're gonna help people.
That was I like that.
I really like that, and the reason I really like that is because that's the kind of thing that a mid-credit scene was for before the Marvel movies started using them, where it's like a scene that works really well for the story, but doesn't fit in the narrative flow. You know what I mean? So you do your title on end credits, and then you put that scene in there. Yeah. I love that kind of thing when movies do that, because it's it leaves a really nice little flavor in your mouth. It's but that wouldn't have worked as the ending. The ending that happens there is so solid when they're in California. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like it's all a really good setup just for his future with the Avengers.
Yeah.
The Wakanda's involvement with the world and not just that, but I think it's introducing space age travel for S.H.I.E.L.D., for the future of S.H.I.E.L.D. and humans, and how people are going to get off of Earth and start seeing other aliens in the MCU.
Yeah.
And not
it's
only that,
get crazy,
but bring aliens from other planets to Earth because of the technology that they have, and maybe these aliens are finally seeing Earth as deemed as a species who can work with, because they have the technology now that they can compete with.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, it also kind of helps set up this idea of the West Coast Avengers,
right?
Since he's setting up shop in California,
San Francisco. And he I believe he's one of the leaders of the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
And then Ant-Man joins the team. So.
Hell yeah.
It also gives Galactus a reason to eat Earth.
Yeah.
So, ooh, vibranium. I'm gonna go munch out. Yeah. And the Silver Surfer's gonna be like, "Yo, dude, you're in trouble."
You ever see that shot from the leaked Comic-Con trailer of Infinity War where Thanos uses the Infinity Gauntlet and pulls a moon from the sky?
Throws it.
Just throws it at the end. Jesus Christ, dude. How can they win?
I'm excited.
He can throw moons, dude.
I'm so happy that this is gonna end though, because I want to see people like Kang the Conqueror come around and Annihilus.
Yeah, I'm ready for it too. I'm ready for. I always said that I really want things to kind of come to an end, and every time I hear Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers talk about it, where they're like, "This is kind of a conclusion of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as you know it," and I'm like, "Good." I want, I kind of like the idea of this perfect sort of 3-part, phase of films, as they call them. So I'm like,
It's time.
It's just so it's exciting because it's kind of like the reason I say I want it to end, quote unquote, is because I want to see just a grand climactic moment for all of the heroes. I really want like this amazing, this is going to be something that, Infinity War is going to be something that we just could not have imagined.
I'm really excited.
Even if it's bad.
This is our Star Wars.
Even if it's bad. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. I'm like, this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is this generation Star Wars.
Yeah, it is. We've been at the very start of it all.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's nuts.
It's so exciting.
It's crazy.
I love it.
So the second post-credit scene is
I think it was a big hint to
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I like to point out what he was wearing a lot. Because he had the red and blue garb, and they called him White Wolf because he's white. But it's like, I wonder what the red and blue could symbolize. It's not like he's gonna be the future Captain America or anything. I think so, at least.
I think so too. I think that's the natural conclusion for that character.
Or at least the U.S. agent.
It's because the reason I say that is because a lot of people are like, well, it could also be Falcon, and I'm like, yeah, but I think
it's too soon for that.
Bucky, but I also think Bucky needs the redemption, and the full redemption arc for Bucky is that he becomes Captain America, because then he can take on a mantle that is very respected, and people are like, okay, so you do fight for us, and you are on our side. You are trying to help us. So I feel like that's the natural conclusion to Bucky's arc, is that he... And also, and the thing is, if they have to kill Steve Rogers for that to happen, what a beautiful thing for those characters. It's like he takes over the mantle that his best friend used to save him. I mean, that's cool.
That's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Wow.
Anyway, so I think that's it for all the MCU stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, so Black Panther is really good. There's a lot more to say about Black Panther, but I think we just need to leave it at that because we could totally get into it with all these sort of racial connotations and the commentary that it's, talking about. I mean, Killmonger, actually there's a couple things. So first of all, Killmonger is wrong. Yeah. He's right, but he's wrong. Right. Because he's a crazy person. He's a murderer.
Killing's wrong.
He's a bad guy. So, as much as people on Twitter and stuff want to be like, oh my God, but I totally sympathize with Killmonger. It's like, yes, I get that. But he's the bad guy. Like, if you take note, T'Challa and Lupita Nyong'o's character, whose name escapes me, I think it's Nakia, they do what Killmonger wants, but without the murder and the evil and all that.
You don't need to kill.
Yeah, you don't. You know,
need for more violence.
Yeah, they peacefully decide we're going to help the world. Not we're going to take over the world. Because we have the tech to do so, and we're going to help. All the other people who are like us, but have been at a disadvantage for centuries. But yeah, Killmonger is the bad guy. He's the bad guy. Okay, he's the bad guy. Don't. He's cool and I like him, but he's a bad guy.
Plain and straight.
So, let's not try and, the other thing, there was a guy, and I want to get your opinion on this. There was a guy, I was reading comments, that is like so adamant that the ancestral plane is not a spiritual thing. This guy online, he was like, yeah, it's just a drug trip. And it's like, he's like, it's just an internal thing that's happening to them. And then he's like, the reason for that is because we've firmly established that science and stuff happens in,
spongy.
Like that science and stuff is kind of the grounding principle in the MCU. But I'm like, no, and then other people would try to reply to this guy and be like, what about Doctor Strange? Because he's he's a wizard, basically he's a master of the mystic arts. And the guy was also like, yeah, well, he just does like physics. He's just messing with physics. It's not spiritual. It's not magical. And I'm like,
either way, the powers are accessed through the planet, which is alien.
Yeah,
So
like why
it's still
is
a
that?
superpower.
Yeah,
It's like, what
and,
is it?
and I just like in the movie they call it the ancestral plane, and every
Yeah.
time someone brings this up, this guy was like, yeah, well they can call it whatever they want because they feel it is a religious thing. It's
Well, jackass, you didn't write the movie.
yeah, well yeah, I'm just like, why are you so like adamant that there isn't any spiritual stuff in the MCU? There's no like, because then he's like, well, now there's an afterlife in the MCU, and that doesn't make any sense.
Why?
And I'm like, well, no, it's a comic book, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anything can happen, Like,
It's an ancestor plane. Like, it's not a fucking afterlife for everybody to go and chill at, man.
Yeah, it's just it's like a plane of existence where T'Challa can communicate with his father.
People who access that power.
Yeah, because it's not like
planets.
anybody can go to the ancestral plane, or it's not like ancestors can come from the ancestral plane into, the real world, the physical world. It's like they can only communicate. Like what I don't understand. That just made me so mad. Like that just, God, that made me angry. I just wanted to talk to you about it because that, man, I was so mad about that. Oh my God. Okay, well, that's it for Black Panther, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff, but you should go check it out and go watch some interviews with like Ryan Coogler and stuff, and go read the letter he wrote to the fans because it's really good.
It's awesome.
And he's a great director. You should check out his other two movies. And also, might I say, what a career trajectory for Ryan Coogler. His first movie is like an indie film produced by Forrest Whitaker. Starring Michael B. Jordan, who wasn't really a star at the time.
Right.
His second film is the 7th film in the Rocky franchise. And then his third film is the biggest black superhero movie ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what...
He's taking steps, man.
Yeah. Like, where does he go from here? You know what I mean? Like, what's the next... thing, Speaking of which, Black Panther's box office blew past Justice League in 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days. Why is Cyborg such a buzzkill in that movie? Why is he so lame in that movie?
He's so boring.
Dude, he's so boring.
So sad.
It's just...
It was so sad.
Like, if there was a Cyborg movie where he went through that arc...
And there's supposed to be a Cyborg movie.
Yeah, but I don't, like... Here's the thing. I don't want to see Cyborg. When he's with the Justice League or with the Teen Titans, whatever, I don't want him to be all mopey like, I'm a half-man, half-robot. This sucks. Who am I? I want him to have that existential crisis by himself.
Right.
Because when he's with a team, he needs to just be...
Nut up and shut up.
I mean, like, it's like in Teen Titans, Like, that's probably the Cyborg that people are most familiar with, like, in the general public, And, like, when, people who watch Teen Titans, or watched Teen Titans, I should say, because now it's Teen Titans Go. But, But, I mean, at least it's funny, but, like, whatever. But, I mean, when they go into Justice League and they see this, mopey... teenager, it's kind of like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, who are you, man? You're not Cyborg.
Yeah. It's pretty depressing.
You're just a sad dude with weird CGI that looks like tinfoil.
Yeah.
I hate that design, man.
It was bad.
It's bad, dude. It's bad. It bums me out. But the movie's fun,
It's fun.
It has its moments. That being said, it has its moments. But yeah, I mean, that kind of blows my mind. Black Panther made, I think, $404 million worldwide.
That's mental.
Over the 4-day weekend.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really, really awesome. Like, dude, congrats, Black Panther. Congratulations to you, Ryan Coogler, and Chadwick Boseman, and all you peeps. You guys are just killing it, dude.
Great job.
You guys are awesome. Let's see. Okay, we talked about the MCU. We talked about Black Panther. Okay, so have you seen the Solo trailer, Brandon?
Boy, have I.
Well, Brandon, have you seen the Han Solo trailer set to I'm Han Solo, a parody of Jason Derulo's Riding Solo from the Star Wars Kinect game?
No, I want to see it.
It is perfect. Like, the dude who edited this thing It's amazing. You have to watch it.
I can't believe this exists.
It is hilarious.
I gotta see this.
Like it looks like it's designed for the movie.
I gotta pull it up now.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. Yeah, it's just what a killer video this person made. This I'm Han solo trailer. It might even be up there. Who is it? Oh, it's Olive. Little Olive is meowing at the door. I'm Han Solo. It is.
Is that it?
It's damn hilarious. Yeah, it's that first one.
I'll watch this.
I think, yeah. It's really good. Or maybe it's the second one. Either way, you just go. Like, the guy who edited it is great. So for those of you who don't know, there was a Kinect video game. It was the final game produced by LucasArts, actually.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. Really sad, right? LucasArts used to make cool games.
Oh, God.
Like Full Throttle.
Oh, God. They ended their legacy with that.
Yeah, well, it's because Disney bought Lucasfilm just after they made that game. And then, like, that whole thing, because then EA had LucasArts or whatever, or something like that, and it just kind of got dissolved. Just something like that, like where I think the Disney buyout was kind of the reason that LucasArts kind of just faded away because, yeah.
Man.
Anyway, so the final game they made was a Kinect dance game, Star Wars Kinect, and it is hilarious. It's like horrible. It's terrible. And so just to give you an example, I watched the like gameplay of the I'm Han Solo song, and in like the stage you can dance in is the carbon freezing chamber on Cloud City. Like, why would there be a dance party there? Why would they be dancing there? Let alone Han Solo, who
why did they make this game?
Like who got frozen in there? Like, why would he want to be dancing there?
Yeah, look, there it is. There's the thumbnail.
What's up? Yeah, dude, look at that. It's horrible. It's like, why are you in there? Why are you in? You got frozen in there, dude. Like, why are you even back in Cloud City? I thought Cloud City got like blown up or something.
No.
Like, oh, is it still around?
Lando took it over.
Yeah. Hell yeah, he did.
Wow, dude. Oh, God. I'm so intrigued. But I don't know.
It's bad, dude. It's bad. Like, I can't believe that's the last game there. I guess I can believe that. Oh. You don't go out on a good game. You know what I mean? Your game company doesn't get shut down after you make a good game.
I don't know. That's not true.
You know what I mean? But what game company made a great game and then got shut down?
Pandemic.
What was their last game?
I think Mercenaries 2.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But why did they get shut down?
I think they just got. It's just like
bankrupt.
We could do like an entire video about how like the big video game companies pretty much took over and destroyed everything.
Yeah, dude. Actually, it's totally true.
Because like EA and Activision have just ruined everything, and there's no linear games anymore.
Yeah.
And it's so sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
RIP video games.
But hey, you know what? Psychonauts 2 is still coming.
Yeah!
Just not this year. So that's a bummer. But for all the Kingdom Hearts fans out there who have been patiently waiting for over a decade for the next installment, it's apparently supposed to drop this year.
Isn't that what they say every year?
That's what they say every single year. But I think this is the first year where they've said coming 2018. This is the first year where we had the year. But, like, every year it's been kind of like, you know, it's coming, guys. And then everyone thinks, oh, my God. And then they, like, drop, like, an image or, like, a quick video clip of gameplay. And everyone's like, oh, they're going to announce it this year. And then they say it's coming soon. Like, every trailer's ended with coming soon. And it's like, dude, come on. What's the matter with you?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Well, you know, what are you going to do? So, this tiny piece of news, Jessica Chastain is in talks for It Chapter 2 to play Beverly. Did you see the first It? You saw it, right?
Oh,
yeah.
I loved it.
It was great, dude. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
That movie was great. I got to pick it up on Blu-ray.
Yeah, Bill.
Oh, yeah, dude. Eddie and Richie. Eddie is like
hilarious.
He's probably my favorite, dude.
Yeah,
He's
Richie was my favorite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's Finn Wolfhard, dude. Finn Wolfhard, come please be on the show.
Yeah.
Imagine. Yeah, dude. But I remember they asked the kids, what actors would you like to play the older you?
Yeah. And one of them said.
And the girl who played Beverly said Jessica Chastain. Right. She was like, no brainer, Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
And now she's in talks. So interesting.
Hey. I want Seth Green to be old Richie.
Well, you know what they said was Bill Hader.
That could work too.
He was like, I want Bill Hader, and I'm like, dude, That'd be pretty
That
good.
could work.
I like Bill Hader a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who did they say for Eddie? I swear it was somebody who I was like, oh, that'd be an interesting combo. But I can't remember what the kid had said for Eddie. But it'd be so funny if it was Seth Green, because then we come full circle.
Yeah.
Like from the 90s It. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, what a solid movie.
Right.
No,
it was
solid,
awesome
dude, and
movie.
really spooky and weird. Just some great bizarre visuals that I
Fun
think
movie.
are like missing from horror movies nowadays. You know, a lot of horror movies, they do the same kind of visuals. They all look like The Conjuring or like the A Haunting in Connecticut. They all kind of look like that, which is fine. That's creepy, but I think just visually we need more just different stuff from our horror movies, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so The Last Jedi Blu-ray details have come out because it's coming out at the end of March. That kind of blew my mind. It's coming out at the end of March.
It's kind of late.
That's kind of early, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. Blu-ray, like
I guess so.
the math formula I worked out when I was a kid was
It's 3 months.
It's 4 months. It's always 4 months and on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I knew that if there was a movie I liked, I just had to wait 4 months and then figure out what Tuesday it was going to come out on DVD. But this is weird because it came out in December and it's coming out at the end of March.
That is pretty
It's kind of weird. It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick. But maybe they want to get it out there because
before Solo.
Yeah, I think they want to get it out there before Solo because they're kind of like, we want Solo to be the big thing when it comes out. But apparently they're ready to have that crash and burn, but I don't know.
It's not going to crash and burn.
I'm sure it's going to be a ton of money. It's a Star Wars movie, and nobody cares, if it's good or bad. Like, look at The Phantom Menace. That was like one of the biggest, that was probably the biggest opening weekend of all time up to that point. And that movie's,
It's because people were waiting for Star Wars.
Yeah, they were. Anyway, so 14 deleted scenes.
That's cool.
Director's commentary. All the deleted scenes have director's commentary. Director's commentary over the feature film, which is something that, like, what is wrong with bonus features nowadays? There's no bonus features.
This is great that this has this, though.
And I want to take the opportunity, and I want to make a whole video about it, about how Netflix sucks at bonus features. Netflix just puts their shows on Blu-ray, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
It's like I could just watch them on Netflix.
Like,
What
here's the thing, Netflix. I want to own physical copies of your shows that are good because, I'm not always going to have Netflix with me at all times. I don't have the app on my phone, and even if I did, I don't want to watch Stranger Things this big. I want to watch it on a TV. I want to watch it, at least on like a good-sized computer monitor. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch it all tiny. Yeah. So, I like physical copies. But one of the big things about DVDs and Blu-rays is because they come with bonus features. Like, seriously, you can't even get the Duffer Brothers to come in and just talk over the episodes. You know, you can't be like, okay, play, boom, there you go, talk about the episode, and that's it. Like, they're so busy, and I get it, they're busy, they're making the new season, but why can't we have that? Why can't, there's nobody, you're telling me there's nobody on set with a camera filming them make the show. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you can't, cut together with interviews and stuff.
What a load.
Why? I don't understand, I would love to have had some kind of commentary behind the scenes on Daredevil, talking about that hallway fight in the first season,
What a missed opportunity.
There's just, it's like...
There's no behind the scenes stuff.
Oh my God. And they're kind of coming back. I mean, look at this, George's commentary. There's going to be a full-length documentary
on Star Wars
on the Last Jedi Blu-ray.
Can't wait.
And I'm super excited. And there's a Target exclusive Blu-ray with a bonus feature about the Porgs.
Yay!
Which I'm I don't think we need a whole bonus feature about the Porgs. But,
I do.
Okay. And then pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation for another time. But, dude, just put more bonus features on DVDs and Blu-rays, okay? What? How hard is it to do that? You know what I mean? You already have all that. It's bonus feature or deleted scenes. They're already cut together. You deleted them from the movies.
They're wondering why DVD sales were like falling. It's because nobody wants to buy DVDs.
There's no reason to buy them unless you're like us who just want to own the movie physically. Because I like having physical media. Yeah. I don't like having like a file on my computer. Yeah. First of all, it takes up space on my computer, and second of all, I want to hold it. I want to have like the cover, the case, whatever. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Jurassic World 3 comes out in 2021 release date. They just announced that today. They're really ready for Jurassic World 3 already. It's like the first movie made a ton of money, but is this second... I don't even know how I feel about the second movie. I'm like, what more story is there to tell? They had to leave the island. There's not much more to say unless BD Wong comes in and is like, which is all I want from the second movie. It's going to be
an actual Jurassic planet, like the entire world's
overrun
by dinosaurs.
That's the
Jurassic
title.
Apocalypse.
The title was actually foreshadowing for the third movie. The third movie is just going to be Jurassic World, the whole world. like the world. We weren't joking. The world.
The whole
like everyone dies at the end, it's just the dinosaurs take over. Did you see the trailer for the Lost in Space reboot on Netflix?
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea they were doing it. And then I just caught the trailer on Facebook today, and I was like,
how does it look?
I mean, the original show is kind of like a comedy, like sitcom, after school, family TV show. And this one is like, like Netflix presents Lost in Space. Damn. And like, it's really dramatic, them walking onto the ship, and then like, it's like a teaser, so there's not much to go off of. And then they play like Danger Will Robinson, which was cool, but I don't know. It was weird. Nice. It was weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But when there's like a full trailer, I guess we'll see what's up with that. Let's see. Okay. This is something that's been bothering me. Are you familiar with the film Gringo?
Yeah,
that's coming out. So this movie, and maybe I'm just, just blind, but every time I look at the poster and every time I see the trailer, I think that every single actor in that film, except for Charlton Copley, is somebody else, is a different actor. And then I'm like, why are they all in this bad movie? And then I look at it again and I'm like, oh no, these are not people I know really at all. No wonder they're in this bad movie. Except for Charlton Copley.
Apparently the director is one of Taika Waititi's friends.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Who are these people? What is this movie? Every time I see this movie, I'm like,
Mexicans are drug dealers. We're all bad people.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, and I think part of that is highlighting how bad the people, who are trying to get the drugs are. Yeah. But I'm just kind of like, what is this movie, guys? Like, where are we?
Yeah.
Where are we, guys?
Yeah. Where are we? It's just like, can't the stoner comedies be a little bit more, ingenuitive?
Yeah.
Blazed and Confused.
Oh, man. A little bit more of Netflix. This is a little bit of old news. But they released a more full trailer for the second season of A Series of Unfortunate Events.
I saw that.
Which was always one of my favorite book series.
Yeah.
And the books they're adapting in the second season are it has some of the funniest writing in the books, and hopefully, much like the first season, I hope they just translate it essentially
as well as it did,
word for word, because it's just so funny. And hopefully not word for word, because I want it to be a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But it looks great. Looks awesome. They have great sets and production design, and the acting looks even better.
I'm glad that the production design's actually there.
Yeah, great guest stars in that second season. We have Lucy Punch from Hot Fuzz is one of the main villains in the second season, which is cool because she's really great in Hot Fuzz. I can't wait to see her play a villain. Roger Bart is in there. He's more of a Broadway actor, but he plays a character from the books that I really, really like. Nathan Fillion comes in. Nathan
Fillion, yeah, that's what it is.
And he's awesome.
Who's he playing?
He's playing Lemony Snicket's brother, who in the seventh book, spoilers, but he's only in the seventh book because he is very quickly murdered in the seventh book.
Yeah.
And of course, in I think in that book, the plot is that Jacques Snicket, his brother, is killed, and Olaf blames the children on it, and the entire village is like, yeah, they did do it, and so they drive him out of town. That's a Spark Notes version of that book, but it looks great, and they've already wrapped shooting like the first episode of the third season, so I think it's gonna be good. It's a really solid show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Yeah. Okay, so something I was watching today is Funny or Die. This is from like 2 years ago. But Michael Shannon, if you haven't seen this is the funniest thing in the world. It's Michael Shannon reading an email sent by this like sorority president that is insane. This whoever this woman was, she just lost her damn mind when she wrote this email. It's horrifying, but having Michael Shannon read it is like having him act it out is like
Michael Shannon's so funny.
It made me like so nervous but excited. He's hilarious.
He's so damn funny.
I want him to do more funny stuff.
More comedy, yeah.
But
he's such a good actor.
He's so good at that.
So serious.
Yeah, like I want him to do that. I want him to just read like angry sorority emails. It is incredibly vulgar. It is so funny. Did you watch it or no?
Not all of it.
Okay, yeah.
The first few seconds.
You have to watch it. It is. I
love Michael Shannon. Perfect.
It's so funny. The other thing too to watch on Funny or Die is this series. Well, there's a series Zach Morris is Trash, where this guy just narrates over the goings on of different Saved by the Bell episodes, explaining why Zach Morris is a horrible person. For instance, I just watched one where he explains the episode where Zach Morris dates a girl in a wheelchair, and he's really insensitive about it. But this guy also started doing a series called A Very Special Episode, where he just describes the events of a particular sitcom from the 80s or 90s that has a special episode. My favorite one is that he's done is the I think I sent it to you. It's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Will gets shot and then Carlton gets a gun because he's like. But just the way this guy describes it is really funny. So you have to check it out. A very special episode, and Zach Morris is Trash, but also Michael Shannon reading the sorority email is hilarious. And these are all kind of old. The after schools or A Very Special Episode. Those are like brand new videos that they're coming out with, but the other stuff is kind of old. So I'm a little behind on the times. But, I'm bringing it to your attention now, so have fun with it.
Never too late.
Friday the 13th is having an overnight experience at the original location where they shot the first film, which apparently is a Boy Scout camp. And they don't really like to use it, apparently, to say, hey, we shot Friday the 13th here. But they open it to the public usually on a Friday the 13th. But that's it. But apparently now they're going to do a overnight event, which I'm like, that's super cool. And if it's anything like I imagine it to be, they stole it from Psych, so Psych needs to go collect royalties from these guys, because they're the ones who, at least to my knowledge, first brought up the idea of having a murder camp, like a murder mystery dinner party kind of thing. Anyway, the last bit of news, just to make things leave things on an upbeat note. Bill and Ted 3 writer would like William Sadler to return as Death, and also William Sadler is incredibly up for it. Yeah. As he said on Twitter.
So happy we have returning characters.
Oh my god! I hope Station comes back.
Yeah, I want all of them to come back, and at least just briefly.
I went down the rabbit hole of Bill and Ted 3 news, and I found this interview from 2013 where Keanu Reeves is like, "Dude, he's like, it might not ever happen because it's in like the darkness right now." He's like, "It's just in the dark, nothing's happening." But I also remember every time it gets brought up, Alex Winter is like, "I'm kind of upset that." Well, no, he's like, I'm upset that the word got out that we're making it soon. Because we were like, when they announced that it was happening, it was in like early stages. Way too early. So it's like a long process.
It's a long process to make movies.
Yeah, and particularly with the people who want to make the movie, they have a solid idea, but they're working. Someone like Edgar Wright, he took what was it when Ant-Man came out to Baby Driver? Mm-hmm. Because when he quit Ant-Man, he immediately went to go do another project. He immediately tried to go find a studio to do another project at, and then he already had like a draft of Baby Driver ready to go and stuff. He always had stuff ready to go. So it's like that process wasn't too long, and also, he wants to make movies like that. He can't live if he's not making a movie or watching movies, but it's like, Bill and Ted, these people they want to write, the people who are the most championing of it are the writers and Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. Yeah. And they're not about to direct it. They're not about to, produce it necessarily. They need a lot of resources to put it together. Right. So, it's going to take a long time. Yeah. But I'm happy
I'll be ready for it.
I'm so ready for it right now.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that we keep getting, news and stuff. Yeah.
What happened?
And then, like, did you see the descriptions of, like, the stuff that they said?
No.
That they want to happen? Like, they want to see... Apparently, there's, like, a scene in the script where they go back to the Circle K and they see their young selves meeting their young selves with Rufus. And it's like, man, what a cool... It just seems like a really cool... Like, I want to see them win. I want to see Bill and Ted. Yeah. Excuse me. I want to see them write the song that saves the world.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I know they will. And I love Keanu and Alex Winter. They're just the best.
Dude. So excited.
So good. Oh man. Okay, well, it's time for Movie Club, and this week, since we were talking about Black Panther, the theme of this week's Movie Club is movies with black leads. So whatever. So what film would you suggest to our viewers out there, Brandon, with a black lead?
That a lot of people haven't seen is Black Dynamite. Everybody's like, the cartoon adult film. I'm like, no, it started as a freaking movie. And it's hilarious. It is
hilarious.
So damn funny.
When the boom comes down, he keeps looking up
at
it while he's doing his
line. It doesn't like cut. I love that. It's so damn funny.
I am smiling.
Yeah. He walks in laughing still. Like, everybody looks at him.
Now this
is some heavy shit. Love that. It's so endlessly quotable.
It's so
You
funny.
see where I'm coming from now, you motherfucker! I'm so excited for the sequel. So happy it's happening.
It's so good.
And then Get Out, of course.
Get Out, yeah. I love Get Out. But everybody's seen Get Out, so it's not much of a...
But Black Dynamite, go and watch it.
Yeah, go watch Black Dynamite.
Or Shaft, any of the Shafts.
Yeah.
Superfly.
Again, I want to suggest Ryan Coogler's other films, Creed and Fruitvale Station. I've only seen parts of both of them.
Yeah.
But I know they're both great. A classic film from the 60s that my parents really love watching is To Sir with Love. It's about a teacher played by Sidney Poitier. And it's just your average inspirational teacher film. Teacher comes in and he inspires the students to do the best that they can. But the twist here is that he's black. And they're all white. So, there's some racial tension there. But no, it's a really solid classic film. So, if you can find it, I would go check it out. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you want us to see? I also want to apologize for the lateness of this episode and uploading last week's episode late. We had a problem exporting the video, so I was very frustrated.
Yeah. We'll watch Annihilation this weekend.
Oh yeah, And then coming up in March, there's a lot of stuff to check out, not just in the movie theaters, but also Netflix, because Jessica Jones season 2 comes out next month, and again, A Series of Unfortunate Events season 2 comes out next month. Disney's A Wrinkle in Time, which I'm intrigued. It looks pretty good.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. March is becoming the beginning of the blockbuster season.
Ready Player One's in April?
Ready Player One. Is that April? I think it's March. Okay. But it might be April. Maybe I'm wrong. But it could be April.
It's another big one coming out.
But yeah, that's another one that I'm also intrigued by. I'm kind of excited, but I'm intrigued. The internet seems incredibly divisive about Ready Player One. A lot of people don't like the book.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't read it. So I don't know.
It's freaking awesome. I love it. I think it's cool as hell.
You know what really bothers me? A lot of people online are like, I don't know what the plot of this movie is. I've seen the trailer like 10 times at the movies. I don't know what the plot is. I'm like, How are you that dense? Like, it's Willy Wonka with video games in the future.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's literally
like,
what it is.
what is so complicated about it that you're not following? Like strip away all the, fancy, crazy visuals and pop culture references. It's Willy Wonka with a video game instead of
Dead
a
Willy
chocolate
Wonka,
factory. Yeah, dead Willy Wonka. Instead of a live Willy Wonka, and instead of a chocolate factory, it's a video game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And a shit ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on. We're not just doing this for money.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah. Well, anyway, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the show. So thanks for watching, guys. Follow us on social media. Brandon is at MaxBrand on Twitter and Instagram. So check him out. I'm at Skyler TC on Twitter and at Iscario, is it underscore?
Yeah.
Iscario_Sky on Instagram. And also follow Truman Pictures on Twitter. It's just at Truman Pictures. And follow Truman Pictures on Facebook. Also, Brandon and I have some special stuff that we're planning to start doing, I think in April. So just keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled for some stuff that we're going to be doing. And we're also going to start uploading some more videos that'll show you a bit of a behind the scenes look at our current big project, Oakwood Heights, that you can learn a little bit more about by just going to some other videos on the channel. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Skyler.
I'm Brandon.
And we'll see you next week.
Adios.